Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel for the Renaissance English History Podcast.
I'm hoping.
I have an off-camera helper here. Today we are going to discuss a darker chapter of Tudor history, the Evil May Day Riots of 1517.
You heard that right. Evil.
Evil. If you're new here, very special warm welcome to you. I'm your host, Heather Tesco. I've been podcasting on Tudor England since 2009.
And
Oh,
I'm her daughter,
she-
Hannah.
She's my daughter, and she wasn't even born in 2009. This is the place where I put all of my episodes from all of my various podcasts, as well as loads of extra content like this video right here. Okay, so grab a beverage and let's discuss the Evil May Day Riots. The Evil May Day Riots was the result of increasing xenophobia and resentment towards foreigners in the 16th century, especially the Flemish workers and the foreign merchants and bankers residing in London. These foreigners were officially known as strangers, and they constituted only about 2% of London's 50,000 residents. Yet their presence incited growing resentment amongst the locals. These sentiments were further inflamed by a speech delivered on Easter Tuesday in 1517 by a Dr. Butts, a preacher incited by John Lincoln, a broker. So Dr. Bell accused these immigrants of taking jobs from the English workers and eating the bread from the poor fatherless children. Sounds pretty bad. Not only did Bell fan the flames of xenophobia, but he also encouraged Englishmen to harm these foreigners for the common good. The following fortnight saw sporadic attacks on these strangers, and rumors spread that a rebellion would occur on May Day to rid the city of the foreign elements. As May Day approached, the city's mayor and aldermen, fearing unrest, announced a 9 p.m. curfew for April 30th. However, when local alderman John Mundy encountered a group of young men defying the curfew, he was faced with resistance, suggesting a growing boldness among the city's apprentices. On the night of the riots, the resentment that had been brewing finally boiled over. Around 1,000 young male apprentices gathered in Cheapside, freeing several prisoners who had been incarcerated for attacking foreigners. Then they headed to St. Martin le Grand, north of St. Paul's Cathedral, where a number of foreigners had resided. Among the city officials trying to halt the rioting was Thomas More, who was then the Under-Sheriff of London. Despite More's attempts to pacify the mob, the rioting intensified when the residents of St. Martin started hurling stones, bricks, and boiling water at the crowd. This retaliation triggered a mass looting of foreigners' homes throughout the city. The Duke of Norfolk arrived with his private army of 1,300 men to quell the riots. The disturbance finally subsided at 3 a.m., and many of the arrested individuals were released. However, 13 of the rioters were deemed guilty of treason and were executed on May the 4th. John Lincoln, that broker, was executed 3 days later. The chaos even reached the royal palace in Richmond, where King Henry was informed of the mayhem in the capital. The city gates had been closed by the rioters to prevent the king's guard from entering, resulting in their temporary control of the city. Reinforcements eventually arrived, like I said, under the command of the Duke of Norfolk, quelling the unrest and taking prisoners. By May 5th, over 5,000 troops were stationed in London. As the prisoners were brought before King Henry in Westminster Hall, the nobility pleaded for mercy for them. King Henry eventually granted a pardon after his wife, Catherine of Aragon, appealed on behalf of the rebels, citing their wives and children. The prisoners, in response, joyfully removed their nooses and broke into song and dance. In the aftermath of the Evil May Day riots, both wealthy and working-class immigrants found themselves targeted by the crowd, from Flemish cobblers to French royal courtiers. This event is a reminder that in this era that we so often romanticize, it was also marked by unrest, xenophobia, and violence. So that is about the Evil May Day Riots. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it to the end of this video and enjoyed it, I hope I earned you pressing the like button
And subscribing.
and your subscription to my channel, where I put out videos like this almost every day, sometimes with her help, mostly without.
Yeah.
And I mean, who doesn't want their YouTube algorithm Tudorfied anyway? Also, remember, there's TudorCon tickets still available. Englandcast.com/TudorCon, 3 days of feasting, of new friends, talks, entertainment. You can come online as well.
And
So you can come online with our streaming tickets, and everything will be broadcast. You get the transcripts, you get the videos, you get all kinds of little digital goodies and ebooks and all kinds of fun. So
you get all of it.
you get englandcast.com/TudorCon. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.